Rodniks are humming in the dead of the night. Electric bills climbing, ain't feeling right. Hash rates dropping, profits thin as air. I'm digging for gold, but there's none down there. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't choose. But there's a spark in the AI glow. Rent my computer, let the profits grow. Once I was king with my GPUs. Now I'm stuck paying the power dues. Every coin I mine feels heavier than lead, but I hear whispers of a future ahead. I got the crypto mining blues, feeling like I just can't lose. Switch my power to the AI flow, turn this burden into a glow. I see the light, it's flickering on. AI's calling my machines to respond. No more digging in the blockchain dirt. This pivot might just heal the hurt. I got the crypto mining blues, but I'm stepping in brand new shoes. The AI train's on a steady roll, gonna wreck compute and regain control.
I was digging deep in the digital ground, hoping for treasure, but nothing was found. The rigs were buzzing, the heat was real. Electric bills biting like a thief who steals. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. I stacked up GPUs, thought I'd strike it rich, but the market's a beast with a wicked glitch. Hash rates climbing, rewards falling flat. Chasing that coin, I'm chasing a cat. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my day. AI knocking, it's a brand new game. Whispering sweet that it knows my name. Ran out the power, let it learn and dream. A smarter hustle, a brand new scheme. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, no more feudal race, just AI visions lighting up the space. Crypto mining blues got me feeling low. The profits are gone, where did they go? But there's a light shining through the haze. Renting compute might just save my days. Now my GPUs hum a different tune, training models under the cyber moon. No more digging, just AI visions lighting up the space.
Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Sundays with Max. I am Max, as you all know. Appreciate you guys for being here. Don't have too much to talk about tonight, but I'm sure I'll find a way to fill the space. If you guys have anything you want me to talk about, let me know. We have Son of a Ravage first, or is that 22nd? Just kidding. Amplifier Gaming, yes. A giveaway. I know, shocker. It's thanks to Salad. Salad is sponsoring that giveaway. So we'll talk about that in a little while. I want to see if I can get marbles working. I think I take that back. Marbles, I think you need to have, I don't know. I'll look that up. We'll look up that together a little bit later. Let's see. Scrolled past NAS City, Cook 4015, Shides, Fiddler. Well, I appreciate you staying up past your bedtime. Yes, you are #1 right now. Let's see how long John Germain came in. He took over #1. Jimmy Lang, hello. Integra Guy 04, Black Hat Team, Rizzo 529. Smiling, as I said, John Germain. Oh, good idea. We can talk about Trade Ogre. And that's it for right now. We got a bunch of people here, but I haven't really. Oh, there we go. Automatic Beats, Crypto MB, and there are a few more people here that have not chimed up yet, which is just fine. Fiddler, how rude, Mr. Germain. Mr. Germain, really. Alrighty, well, let me talk a little bit about the giveaway. I have to figure out exactly how I'm going to give it away. But I will be giving away a $100 gift certificate to bcpc.com. It was an idea that I had. Salad had offered to do a giveaway, and I said, oh, that's great. And they're like, well, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't know. Let me think about it. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, it's for Salad. Well, wouldn't it be great if I could give away some like a gift certificate or something to somewhere where you could buy stuff for Salad? And that immediately made me think of Brandon Coin, since I know he has a bunch of used hardware that is perfect for 1 GPU rigs, whether it's on Salad or any of the other platforms. But yeah, he's got a lot of really, really good equipment. So would definitely get you a good start towards an AI rig. So that is what I'm going to be giving away. Got to figure out exactly how I'm going to get it to you. Like I said, I did talk to Brandon. He was like, yeah, I'm good with that. I talked with Salad. They were good with it. Just got to figure out delivery. So be patient, but we will get it done. All right. Hope the internet power and upgrade doesn't ruin it. Doesn't ruin what? Doesn't ruin what? Let's see. Oh, Shides. Freaking love Brandon Coin. Literally shopping for drives for my question above. Any recommendations? What is your question above? I missed it. Shides, what was your question? Sorry if you covered this already. Do you have any recommendations for NVMe drives for AI rental rigs? I don't necessarily have any recommendations. Again, you should get some warnings once they start to go bad. My recommendation is back up your AI rigs so that when your drives eventually go bad, you just replace them. It's cheaper to buy used NVMEs and that are like have 75 to 80% of their life left than to go out and buy new. So if Brandon Coin has drives, last time I bought drives, I did try to buy them from him, but he had a rash of drives that had gone bad. So he was just going through a rough time. So he actually ended up canceling my order. But again, he did that because of his, he had a supply issue with one of his runs. So is what it is. But good thing is he didn't ship out bad drives. He is testing them. So kudos to Brandon for doing that. But as far as size of the drives, I'd say a minimum I would go with a 1 terabyte NVMe. If you can swing to, depending on what you have going on, like, you know, maybe it's a 5090 that you're going to put on Clore, maybe 2 terabytes would be nice to have. But really 1 terabyte would be a minimum in my mind. So not that I actually picked up 2 of these. I've already used one of them, but I picked up 2 of these 2 terabyte drives for, they were like $100. So for a 2 terabyte drive, that's really good. At least it is right now. So I don't know what the, but it's a Crucial, so it's a reputable brand. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question there. All right, let me see who else may have shown up. Yeah, I mean, 500 gig will work, but here's the thing. In Salad, there's a setting to say, will you accept up to 500 gigabit jobs? Well, or gigabyte jobs. The problem is that you can't. On Salad, if you only have a 500 gigabyte drive, because you have Windows taking up a portion of that. So, yeah. Excuse me 1 second. I need to make sure if this is not important for work. I don't know why. I really don't know why he felt the need to. Alrighty. Anyway. Yeah. Rizzo529 says, also make sure they are PCIe NVMe and not SATA NVMe. Well, yes, make sure they're NVMe, not SATA, or at least know what your he's gonna drive me nuts tonight, isn't he? All right, hopefully that's his last one. Sorry. I've got my phone connected to my computer and I'm really dreading the fact that I did that right now because it wouldn't be bothering me otherwise. So yeah, NVMe M.2 versus SATA M.2. Make sure you know what your motherboard accepts. Most, well, I shouldn't even say most. Just look at your motherboard specs. Know what it accepts. NVMe is obviously going to be faster, but if you get a really, really good deal on a SATA drive for Salad, it's just fine. You don't need NVMe for that. Some of the other ones where you actually show what kind of drive, like when you do Vast, it actually shows whether you have an NVMe drive or another type of drive because it actually shows disk bandwidth, disk speed as part of the listing. In Salad, I don't believe it does that. So anyway, alrighty. Let's see what else here. Crypto Mikkel, good to see you, sir. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Frogman is now here. Oh, I did that once, yeah. Usually not a good idea to put the wrong drive in, that's for sure. That's for sure. All right, well, let me go over one of the things I did this week. I don't know if you remember last week, I said I was having trouble with my NAS and I deployed a 5090 in it and it was giving me fits. And so I thought it was a bad power supply. So I replaced the power supply and it was still having the problem. I'm like, son of a, and I'm like looking at it. Here, let me actually find it. Give me a second while I bring up the let's see. Well, I could do that because that'll get me where I want to go. There we go. Now let me bring this up here and scale it back because it was a bit large. There we go. Okay, let me switch over to that. Not the overhead. Shared screen. There we go. So it keeps rebooting on me. I'm trying to find like something that's matching up. And then I looked at the processor temperature, which by the way, on this screen is actually in 2 spots. It's right here and it's down here along with the motherboard temperature. So you got plenty of places to look on this. And in fact, when I changed to different screens, it's still down here. I had not noticed it. And I had a 5950X in that system. And if you recall from my video, what did I do? I raised all those drives up. Blocking what? Blocking airflow from the front of the case. Also, now I did have the sides open on it, but you had a fan that was blowing directly into the other fan. And it was an undersized cooler. Did I bring? I did not. I'll be right back. Okay, so again, it's a 5950X, and I had, well, let me switch to the big screen again. Come on. So this is what I had on it. Not exactly ideal for a 16-core processor, plus it's direct heat pipes as opposed to a heat plate, a copper heat plate. So it's a good cooler for what it is. I forget which thermal take that one is. But again, I originally had it for, you know, a much lower heat processor than in the past. So I finally looked up and saw that it was like 5 to 10% processor, but yet I was well over 70 degrees and occasionally hitting 80 degrees Celsius. Which means as soon as something tried to kick off on it and it started going up to 20 or 30% CPU, bam, things shut down because it wouldn't thermal throttle. It would just basically go up to a certain, whatever the threshold is, and then restart. So I finally figured, I'm like, I didn't see it actually do that, but I saw where the temps were. So I was like, you know what? I am going to change out the heat sink. So I ended up installing a Thermaltake Phantom Spirit. It's a 7 heat pipe. It was like less than $40. Pretty amazing. You know, it's on a recommended list for a lot of lists, shall we say, those people that have recommended coolers. So I got that, I put it on, and you can see where it is now. Now it is a lot cooler in the basement, but even when it was like over 90 degrees in the basement, it was hitting like 52 max at the most. So it's doing fine. And since I installed that, heatsink, it has not restarted or had any issues since. So I did finally pick up a job on my 5090 that was in there. I had a lot of work to do to recover the reliability for that particular vast instance. But I did finally pick up a job. And there was something else I was going to say about it, and I just lost it. It has been a long day, long day and a half actually, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But yeah, it's running great now. Very happy that, I know what I was going to say was, yeah, last Sunday I said I was upset about that Be Quiet, power supply. It's just fine. The new super flower that I put in was acting the exact same way. So the power supply had nothing to do with it. So I'm actually going to keep that. It was $150 1200 watt power supply. I think I'll be able to use that in the future. Not going to use it for when I expand out. Sorry, I keep saying thermal take. It's Thermal Right. Thermal Right Phantom Spirit. I always get those two companies mixed up. One's good, one's not so good. Thermal Right's awesome. Thermal Take, eh. And speaking of that, yeah, that I'll be using a Thermal Take power supply when I expand my 3090 rig from 1 to 2. And yeah, let me show you this. So I was looking for a dummy plug and then I forgot. I have these. I have 2 of these, not using either one of them right now, but I will use this for adding a second power supply to that T7810 that currently has one 3090 in it. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm debating whether I'm going to do that tonight or maybe tomorrow night. I really want to do it tonight. I don't know. I'll have to kind of decide. This week's a little bit weird in the fact that I am going to be working a later shift. I start at 10 a.m. instead of 8 a.m. So getting home, I won't have quite as much time. I'll probably get home about 9 p.m. So won't have quite as much time at night. So might do this. I don't know. Have to decide. I need to set up the camera in the basement so that, this is something I'm going to record doing, and should be a pretty simple video, but those are the famous last words. I was glad I was able to finally find this. I was looking for the dummy plug and I went downstairs and I was looking for the dummy plug downstairs, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute, this will probably even work better. So that is what I will be doing. Let's see, any other comments in the chat? Hello, Iota Pie. Good to see you. Yeah, lots and lots of those plugs left over from your days mining hard drives. Nice. Yeah, oh, those Chia mining days. I never got into mining Chia. Amplifier Gaming, good to see you. I don't think you had chimed in prior to that. Yeah, anyway. 35 people now here, appreciate it. I have... how many likes? I don't know. I don't have that screen up. But hey, I'm sure it's too little. We need more likes. So if you're here, hit the like button if you would. Don't want to, but as Chump says, YouTube makes me. What else was I going to talk about tonight? I talked about that. And what I need to do is I need to pull up. Let me go down here, drag this down to here, and then do this so that I can have all the topics I put on there. Because I did have a bunch of things I was going to talk about, although I've talked about a couple of them already. Let's go here. Have you guys been enjoying the content I've been putting out? Let me know in the chat if you like the content. I like the content. I've been enjoying putting out the content. Hopefully that shows in the videos. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Oh, that's the wrong video. Jeez. Gotta go to live. Live. There we go. Do it live. There we go. Okay. We talked a bit about salad at the beginning, but I was going to kind of give you a further salad update. And unfortunately, on a video where they're sponsoring, I'm going to give you a bit of bad news that I got today. I thought they had said, and I guess I remembered wrong, that they had said that multiple GPU and Linux was coming soon. And I just learned today that it's at least 6 months away before they're going to start working on it. So I don't think that's soon. Well, Rizzo529, thank you for the $5 super chat. Give Mac some support in the Al Gore's rhythm. Al Gore's rhythm. I don't even know what song's playing. I have no idea. Is it because of the song that's on? Yeah, Sal's been saying that for months. Well, yeah, I was not very happy to hear that. I was really disappointed, and I'll go into specifically why. I said there were some things that I learned today, and actually it's going to be in the video that I've already scheduled for tomorrow. So there is going to be another video coming out tomorrow. My goal for, I know I started this on July 31st, but my goal is to, throughout all of August, to put out one video a day. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. Usually the beginning part of the month is a little bit easier, but right now I'm just putting them out like a day ahead of time. So I don't have like a built up library that I can, you know, oh, okay, well, if I fall a little behind, no big deal. No, if I fall behind, it's going to make it more difficult. Now, yeah, I thought I was going somewhere with that. Gosh, sorry. I'm like scatterbrained tonight. Absolutely scatterbrained tonight. More than usual. So anyway, so that was the salad update. Oh, I remember what else I was going to say about that. So the video tomorrow is about Apache Guacamole. So if you have a number of vast or AI rigs that you need to manage, it's really a pain to have all of these Google remote desktop tabs that are all open, and then you've got all these different windows for all your SSH sessions, for all your vast and all your Linux. So whether it's Clore, Flux, Octaspace, Nosana, whatever. So it was really bugging me, and I'm like, there's got to be a solution. So I finally did some research this weekend and figured out, for what I wanted to do, Apache Guacamole was going to be a great solution. There were a couple other ones. There's Chasm and Rust Desk were also suggestions. But for my specific use case of what I was trying to do, Apache Guacamole was the ticket for me. Now, how this relates to salad. Well, there's one problem with anytime you're trying to use standard stuff within Windows, is there may be conflicts. And in this particular case, Apache Guacamole, the real advantage was you didn't have to have any type of software agent on that specific piece of hardware, that Windows machine, in order to make it work. You could just use RDP. So I'm like, that's awesome. I love that. Well, I found out overnight, I looked at it last night and then finally figured it out this morning, that WSL and Windows will compete for that RDP slot, for that RDP port. So they conflict. And read in the Salad Discord that even if you get it to work, which I'll tell you in a second how I got it to work, it will kick any job that you may have when you go to start that RDP session. Like, well, that's kind of defeats the purpose, right? Totally. So the only way I could get it to work, because I kept thinking that it was networking related and not machine related. And I'm like, I mean, I've got it activated. How hard could it be? Well, even though I had it activated within Windows, I had to actually fully activate it or get it to a point where when you put things in a group policy, that like takes priority over everything else. So once I activated this in group policy, it grays out the actual setting, because it's like, well, sorry, we have no control over this group policy, or your organization is controlling this. And once I had done that, I could get in via remote desktop. But at that point, I had figured out defeats the purpose. Not even going to bother. So in a way, it was kind of a relief, because I'm like, oh, this is such a pain. It would have been nice to have all my remote desktop sessions within Guacamole as well, but I've only got 3 right now. I don't see myself. I was thinking I might do 2 more. One of the projects I actually was thinking about doing was doing another Proxmox server on my T7810 and splitting those 2 up into 2 VMs and putting Windows VMs on them and running them that way. But I was going to need to get quite a bit more memory in order to do that, because each one is going to need that 64 gig. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to do that project. That was actually one of the things I was going to do this week, but now I'm kind of thinking maybe I won't. Because the last time I checked, and I'm going to check right now to see what we got going on from a salad perspective. And yeah, basically, oh, interesting. One of them picked up a job, and it's nice because it picked up a almost 9 cent an hour job, but the other one that had a like almost 7 cent an hour job, that one stopped. So what I've consistently been running is about 1 out of the 3 over the past few days. 1 out of the 3 is running. So right now I'm making about $2.10 over the last 24 hours. So not horrible. And all platforms have this, where you're going to have some that are better than others, or better times than others. So yeah, it happens, but it doesn't exactly make me want to rush out and put 2 more 3060s that currently are rented, that they weren't, by the way, prior to today, but now they're currently rented on Vast. So yeah. So anyway, so that's kind of what's going on with Salad. I really, really hope that they change their mind on rolling out Linux. I really think it's important. It just, from a management perspective, it just makes it so much harder. But let me show you the Guacamole screen. As long as you all promise to watch the video, even though I'm going to give you a preview. And let me go back home here. Okay. Let me make this a bit. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let me switch over. Okay. So let me see. Can I see my? Yes, I can. I need to see my own cursor because it's blocked by my teleprompter. There we go. So I've loaded in all of my units. So now if I want to go to one, like all of these are currently running. Oh, I guess they're not. I guess right now there's only one running. But I can either go to here or I can go to my recent connections. So right now my Octa server is running. Now, once you get to this screen, in order to get back to the home screen, and this is what I thought was the oddest thing about it, is there's a keyboard shortcut that you need to know, which is Control-Alt-Shift. Doesn't necessarily have to be in that order. And then in order to get back home, you can go here. Now, the other thing I think that's really cool about this, and this would have helped me a few weeks ago when I was troubleshooting a rig and they were looking for logs, is now you can go in here and just click on, a folder and get to a file, click on the file, and it will download that file for you. So I think that is really, really cool. But yeah, it's go up to settings and you can go to connections, and here's all my connections. This is a group, and then I list all of the connections underneath that group. So if I do end up going to Clore, I can have that group and have them listed under that, or Octaspace, or so on. So this for me is an absolute game changer. Obviously that's showing active, but then I can go home and just click on whatever. And once I activate one, well, it won't do that. So let me activate another one. But it'll keep adding. to down here. So now you can see these two are active. And now if I want to go to say, let's see, do I have my VM? Yeah. Let's go to my Unraid VM just for shits and grins, because it was actually running. So let's do NV top. Yep. Currently doing a Python 3 job. So, and I have it set at 550 watts. It's doing something. Maybe it's using CPU more than GPU, because although it is using all of the memory on it, all the VRAM. So interesting. But yeah, I love it. It is, for me, an absolute game changer. When I go to restart a computer, I don't need to be like, oh man, I got to restart all of those sessions all over again. Because this is what I was using, which was basically just a command prompt and then doing SSH sessions. I got away from using PuTTY just because I found it to be a hassle, because it had all of these different windows. I did try some other pieces of software that did have tabs, but I just never really caught on. And I think this is a lot easier because they're just sitting there. You don't have to re-log in. You got the login information in there. It just immediately brings it up. So I absolutely love it. I go through the setup and everything on Unraid because Apache Guacamole is running as a Docker container on there. And it was pretty darn simple to set up. There may be some additional things I may want to do in the future, but for right now, it does everything that I need it to do the way I have it set up. It might give me some problems. I might have to do some networking, not tricks, but might have to reset up my networking, because right now I have my nodes on one subnet and I have my AI rigs on another subnet. And it would be nice if I could also look at my nodes that are Linux nodes and see what's going on them through Apache Guacamole. But not so worried about that, because I can't remember the last time I really had to do anything with them. So I have to work on them so infrequently, or even look at them, that I'm not overly concerned about it. So worry about that another day. It's set up the way I need it. All right, let's second TL. Yeah, okay, you asked that a while ago. Yes. Yes, it's SSH access with a front end that helps you with logging in, and it's pre-set up. So you have all of your IP addresses saved, you have all of your logins saved, so it just makes it like super simple. Like I said, what I was doing before is I was going into my my router and actually looking up my client list and be like, okay, that's the one I want to go into. There's the IP address. Okay, now let me go into my command prompt. It was fine, but it was much more of a hassle than this. So, and in fact, goodbye. Yes, close all tabs. I know, you probably never thought you'd see that on a live stream, closing all tabs. Now I can't even use my closing now, because tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream. Well, only like 5. So I guess that's what I'll use as that tagline. Only 5 tabs were harmed. Anyway, all right, let me scan up for any comments. Oh, Algo's rhythm, YouTube algorithm. Got it. Brother, we need a working session when I bring to you Prometheus and Ansible. Salad can't do remote desktop. Oh, I know Salad can't do remote desktop. That sucks. Got it. Yeah, I'd be curious what you guys are using. I know about Ansible, but Ansible I thought was more about like setting up new systems, like cloning and things like that makes it easy to create templates to create new systems. Prometheus I'm not familiar with. Milk Mannix, good to see you, sir. Static, the multi-port switch works good. Remoting is terrible. Which multi-port switch? can't Proxmox with Salad. You can't do nested GPU sharing. I've done Proxmox with Salad, had no trouble. I wasn't doing nested. It's all, the whole GPU is shared to that VM. Proxmox can't touch it. So when you try to do like a VNC session, you can't to that particular VM because it is completely forwarded. So like I said, I've already done it. So I know it works. I just would have to reset it up, and I have the links and stuff that I've used in the past. So I can tell you that it definitely works. You tried it and failed. I tried it and it worked. So that, like I said, right now I have my 2 VMs right now are on Vast, but the one I have on Proxmox, I'm pretty sure I did. I think I had to get rid of the Salad instance or Salad VM because I didn't have space on the drives at the time. Where is it? Oh, I didn't have it open. There we go. Yeah, I don't have it saved. I had to get rid of it because of space. I needed more space for Vast, unfortunately. But yeah, I definitely had it working. I'm not sure. I think I probably had talked about it during a live stream quite a while ago. But yeah, it was definitely working. Let's see. Any other comments? Rizzo says, I still use tight VNC for my Salad PCs on Windows. Works like a charm. You know, I guess I could do that. Yeah, because obviously, well, not obviously, but Guacamole does VNC as well. I could try that. That's a good idea. That is a very good idea. Yeah, I'll give that a shot. DJ Mines is here. Good to see you, sir. Let's see, did I miss anybody else that came in? Oh, Crewman's here. What? What? I thought it's past your bedtime, sir. Not with WSL. WSL is nested. Like I said, you just run. It runs WSL within Salad. I mean, I was running it with WSL. I don't know. Like I said, all I can say is that I had it working. And it always used WSL. Not like anything else is new, but I don't know. I have no reason to try it. Well, I mean, I may have reason to try it again. Now you're just baiting me into working it with the two 3060s into 2 Salad rigs on 1 computer. Stop it, sir. Stop it. Oh, that would be just you, Goat. That's definitely just you, because I feel like I need a weekend, because, man, I was tearing my hair out at like 2:30 in the morning last night. I finally just said, enough. Go to bed, wake up, you'll figure it out in the morning. And sure enough, I did. Figured out that it won't work, what I was trying to do with RDP. But yeah, it was very frustrating because I really wanted to finish that video last night and I couldn't. And I was just stuck at that point. And I'm like, I kind of don't know exactly where it's going to go from here. So I need to resolve this first before I can. But this is the reason why I do those kind of videos on the weekend, because I know they're going to take a longer period of time. A lot of the other ones that I'm going to be doing won't take that much time. I know I haven't done the X card one, but I'll be doing that one this week. That shouldn't take as much time to create, as well as the 3090, putting the second 3090 on a T7810. That one shouldn't take as long as well, but we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I actually should check on that machine. In fact, I'm going to. Let me go here. I need to pull up the 3090 PM in Proxmox. H top will tell me. Nope. B pi top. That's what I want. B pi top or just B top, either or. How much memory? My teleprompter blocks. All right, let's see here. Memory. Used 16.5 gigabytes. Okay, cool. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't using more than half of the memory, because when I put the second one in, it's gonna then say each one only has 32 or 31 available to it. And if the job that's in there was already using more than that, it would probably run into problems. And yeah, I don't know exactly what would happen, but yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do that tonight. Like I said, the job's been running for a long time, and I don't know. I hate to interrupt a job is really what it comes down to. Let's see. Yeah, it's using a good portion of it. We're about 20 out of 24 gig of VRAM. But again, nice and low power. Love it. Love it. And like I said, I love this Guacamole. It just makes it so much easier. I have names associated with them, so it just makes it so stupid simple. And I can go back to my 5090, which is running this, and then go to my... Why does that not have a name associated with it? Oh, somehow my Octa server... I thought my Octa server was still activated, but it's not. Let me go back to home and pull up the Octa server and run MB top. And this is one that I definitely need to change the font on. But yeah, only 2 of them are used right now. Oh, wait a minute. No, they're all used now. Oh, they're running Hashcat. Great. Not my favorite, but hey, at least it's getting used and it's getting making money. I would definitely trigger Retro Mike if he were here. Haven't seen him yet. Anybody seen Retro Mike? All right. Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna get out of that. Let's go back to full screen. All right. Let's see. Do I have a pic of my setup? I have made a video relatively recently, but not super recently. Yeah, Hashcat galore, exactly. Second TL. But actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. I love video ideas. I'm just gonna take Guacamole out because that one's done. And I'm just gonna put in their tour as one of my... But the tour probably will... I don't know whether to do the tour before I add the second 3090 or before. I may do it before just because right now it looks real clean. As far as the way it's set up. Once I have to pull out the 3090 7810 and put it on a table next to it because it doesn't have enough clearance, then it won't look quite as clean. But hey, there'll be more room in the rack for something else. So yeah, right now I haven't really decided what more I'm going to do. Right now the idea is that I want to expand probably around October, so in a couple of months, and probably do some type of 8 GPU. I've toyed with a low cost one of 5060 Ti's with just like an HSSL motherboard, but the cost of those adapters is pretty high. It'd probably be about $1,000 just for those, and that's before tariffs. So yeah, I'm a little concerned about the overall. It seems like it's going to be a lot less expensive, but in the end it might be more expensive. The key is I would be able to use a much less expensive case, server case. So I don't know. Or I can go whole hog, well, half hog, I guess. Because I could do a Rome-based system with 5090s, but I've been hearing from someone that it might make a difference to be PCIe 5 when it comes to getting top dollar for your rigs. So yeah, not sure what I'm gonna do. All right, let me check the chat. Shides, what if I found a pile of 800 gigabyte SATA SSD worth using for free or too slow to win at AI? Again, depends on which AI you're using it for. I would try it first. And then if you feel like you're having any issues or you're not getting rented, then change it out for an NVMe and then see what happens. See if anything changes. Tours are the best low effort video. Yeah, they are a low effort video. So that's one of the reasons I'm thinking that might be something I might do this week. I haven't done a tour in quite a while. And I can also talk about not just a tour, but also like plans, like what may be changing in the near future, and some ideas of what may happen like next summer. And yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Server case is cheaper than single rigs. Yes. Yes. I mean, think about it. You could buy if you go PCIe 5.0, maybe not, might be about as equivalent. But if you're going PCIe 4, yeah, I mean, you could get by between 6,000 and 7,000, probably about 7,000 for a complete 8 GPU rig with dual Rome epics. So you've got 8 GPUs. I mean, that's PCIe 4, 16 lanes. I mean, how cheap can you build a, you know, and the other part of it is space. And the biggest part of it is that, at least it has been in the past, is 8 GPU rigs make a lot more money than single GPU rigs. Now, with that said, I just recently learned that Vast now has clustering. So theoretically, if they're doing clustering, it shouldn't matter because they're just going to cluster everything together anyway, right? So I don't know. In the past, 8 GPU rigs have been the way to go. They make a lot more money. So I don't know. I'm, like I said, I'm still kind of figuring that part out. I just found out this week that vast.ai is doing clustering. I know that Flux is doing clustering. RunPod is also doing clustering. I don't know if any of the others are doing that. I don't know if clore.ai is. I know that they have a specific, I forget what they call it. There's like spot, and then there's like they're like upgraded spot pricing. So I don't know if that might be clustered. I don't know. Again, this is all still new and developing, and I'm still learning along the way as well. Crutman, to build a single PCI Gen 5 rig would be like 400 per. 400? You need at least 8 cores. Need at least 64 gig of RAM. How are you going to build that for $400? You know what the motherboards are for PCIe 5? Come on, you can't build that for $400. There's no way. Yes, clustering. Hello. RunPod's requirements are crazy. Yeah. RunPod and what's the other one called? I always forget. And I always have to remember. Hang on. I always look at this one crypto because it always triggers my memory on it. What is it? On a blank. TensorDoc. I always think of BitTensor. Or as our favorite YouTuber says, Bittensor. I haven't seen him here tonight, so unfortunately I can't troll him in person. So, but yeah, BitTensor, but TensorDoc is the other one that they have pretty much gone like data center only. I know that they have like kind of grandfathered in their community network, but all new stuff going online. I know with specifically with TensorDoc, that is all data center. RunPod, I haven't had extensive conversations with. For me, the non-starter is I don't have the network speed. And so yeah, speaking of that, well, let me go back to that. Ooh, 8 cores. Mobos are cheap. The RAM will get you maybe like 600-ish. I think we're gonna have to try to like look online and see. Again, PCIe 5, so we're talking either 7000 series or 9000 series CPUs. Yeah, we'll do a build. I'll look at Micro Center and see what we can come up with, and see if it is in fact 600-ish. Oh, he's talking about the 7945 mini boards. Oh, so you're talking about those. Okay. I don't know if those have been proven out to work like super well. I think they're super minis for them. I think make super interesting products. I just don't remember seeing any of them. Like when you look, because it'll show you the motherboards. I haven't seen any of those in any of the deployments. So not sure if they are, I don't know. It'd definitely be interesting to try. If Miniforms wants to send me one, I could try one out. Oh, so you're not talking about the minis forums. Got it. All right. Well, I'll do a build before the end of the night. And we'll take a look. But as I was saying, with RunPod, I don't have the internet. I have maximum 300. It usually comes out to about 350 up, which is not fast enough for them. They require minimum of symmetrical 1 gig. And I don't have that. So I did call Comcast, and as always, that is always an adventure. Many hours later, on the phone with accidental hangups. You know, I'm sitting there on hold for 45 minutes, and then the music stops and you hear a click. And you're like, are you serious? You fumbled the phone as you tried to pick it up? Are you kidding me? Thought those were the times of the past. Anyway, finally got a hold of somebody who was willing to have a conversation with me. And it took me that long just to get to somebody that would even recognize that they had 10 gigabit service. Well, I don't have, it doesn't show. I've worked here for 10 years. I've never heard of that. I don't know what to tell you. Do a Google search. It's called gigabit, or it's called Xfinity X10. X10. Look it up. There's this thing called the internet. Look it up. Of course, I'm not talking to them like that, but that's what I'm thinking at the time when people are like, oh, you know, they're whatever. And then at that point, they just want to get me off the phone because now I know more than them and they don't want to have anything to do with me, unfortunately. So they just push me off to somebody else who also doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. So again, I finally get a hold of somebody that was like, I don't know, but you seem to know. So let me give me some time. Let me see if I can find this out. So the person comes back a little over 5 minutes later and says, okay, I found the process. We need to open up a ticket. I'm like, there you go. That's exactly the process. Because I know that that's what other people were saying. It's what was happening within the Xfinity forums on their own site. So they opened up a ticket. I was supposed to get a phone call today, although I have very strict screening. Yeah, nobody called me back yet today. So again, it's the weekend. I didn't really expect to get a phone call today. But they're going to call me back about the 10 gig service. It's probably still the same. It's probably $1,000 up front and about $320 a month with a 24-month commitment. And then it's just every month after that, the penalty for early termination reduces by by one less month. So, it starts out at 24 months and then each month it reduces. So the problem I have with that is, I found out a bunch of things this weekend. So the problem I have with that is Coax is actually going DOCSIS 4.0. And this person seemed to know a bit about it, which was great. They're like, yeah, it's going to be on the new gateway. It's XB10 gateway. And I looked that up and the person was right on target. And I said, okay, I'm not going to hold you to it, but from what you know and what you see about my area, what are you thinking? Again, can't hold you to it. I'll never talk to you again. I'm not going to hold you to the recording. I just want a best guess because it's going to help me make my decision, because it's going to be at least 6 months before I can get fiber, a minimum of 6 months. And so she's like, I think it will be before the end of the year. I'm like, oh, and that's 2 gig up, 2 gig down, up to 2 gig up and 2 gig down with DOCSIS 4.0. That would be excellent. Now you still run into the same problems with coax. You're still sharing bandwidth. If you're down the line, it can have an effect. Hasn't had too big of an effect, but it does give me the ability that if I get 2 gig up, 2 gig down, generally I'm going to get better than 1 gig up and 1 gig down. I found that with the 2.1 down that I currently have, and the 350 up. The 350 up is pretty steady. It's the 2.1 down that can vary. Obviously, that's what more people use. So for me, I think if I'm able to get that service, I think I'll be fine on the upload side. So here's hoping. And then on the other side of things, which I thought this was pretty interesting, I did not realize that Metronet was getting bought out. So Metronet was bought out by a joint venture between T-Mobile and some other company. And I think the joint venture is called like KKM or something, or maybe that's the other company. But I think the joint venture was KKM, whatever. But of that, T-Mobile owns 50%. The other company owns 50%, but T-Mobile owns the retail side of the business. So they are all about customer acquisition and billing and all of that, which I think will be good because, T-Mobile has way more customers than Metronet does. So I think that will be a good thing. And from what I've been hearing, it looks like the pricing is going to be about the same. I guess there was like a $13 tech fee every month. And T-Mobile's getting rid of that, but they're just raising the rates by $15. They're just rounding it, which, again, extra $2. Not going to lose any sleep over that. But yeah, so I found that really interesting because I was like, oh, let me see. And then all of a sudden, it directed me over to T-Mobile. I'm like, what's this? And then decided to do a little bit of digging and realized that at the end of June, I think it was like end of July, and July 24th, I think, was when it finalized. And boy, it was quick for them to make that change. I was surprised. So anyway, so that supposedly last time I talked to somebody, which was a couple of weeks ago, it looks like it's going to be like sometime next summer, is when I'll actually be able to get fiber. Yeah. I don't want to wait that long. Really don't want to wait that long. But that fiber is going to cost around $100 a month versus $300 a month. And I don't need 10 gig service. I need 2 gig service or something thereabouts. And actually Metronet's going to have 5 gig service and I would just get that. So I don't know, but did gather information. And hopefully we'll gather a bit more. I'd love to hear that. Oh yeah, well, because I'm going to push them and be like, hey, if I get one of my neighbors to also want to go 10 gig, can we, get a lower price, maybe $750 on the install? I know the guy behind me, I don't know if he's hooked into the same box as I am, but he's on the same run. So they could stop at his box first and then do the rest of the run to mine. So they could run them both at the same time. And I'd probably try to hit everybody else on that line that before mine to see if anybody else was interested, and see if we could maybe get a group rate on the install. I'm sure it's going to be a hard sale, but it's worth a shot. It's worth a shot. So anyway, that was a big part of my weekend, was just being on the phone with them and trying to figure out and plan my videos for the week, and as well as what I was going to do for my next video, which, like I said, was about guacamole, and you will see that tomorrow. What time did I publish it for? Oh, I think I did it for 8:30 in the morning, I think. Something like that. And one thing I did learn, and then I'll go back and read the chat. One thing I did learn, there was, you guys have heard me talk about Shane Hummus. You're probably sick of hearing me talk about it. But he had a video about specific things that you need to do for each of your videos. And there weren't really any big surprises, but this one was, I should have known. I just hadn't heard it before. And I'm sure there's some people out there going, what do you mean you never heard that before? I'm like, I'd never heard it before. Which is, do not immediately publish your videos once you upload them. And the reason why is because YouTube hasn't had a chance to crawl it, meaning that it won't push it to as many people. So the idea is that give it 24 to 48 hours. I've only been giving it about 12, but I was giving it less than that. But my last video, I gave a little bit over 12 hours. This one will also be a little bit over 12 hours, and it's done much better than when I was doing it much quicker after it. So I want to get to the point where I'm doing maybe hopefully one night this week I can do 2 videos and get a day ahead, so that I'm not publishing them, but I'm uploading them so that it has a full 24 hours to crawl the video and push it to more people when it initially gets published. So anyway, so that's one of the things. And there's a bunch of other things I'm sure you guys have noticed. I'm putting a pinned comment, posting it on YouTube as well as on X, making sure I absolutely do that. So doing a lot of those things, and it's been helping. Views have been up, but that could just be the fact that I'm putting out content more consistently. But if I do this for another week or two, I'll really be curious to see where the views go after that. But got to keep on putting out quality content, not just putting out content to put it out. So another thing that's changed, like the video I'm putting out tomorrow, I did not use OBS to record it. You'll probably notice it looks a little bit different, just because of the, I'm doing a lot of screen sharing, so my head moves during. And what's really cool about that is, so I'm using Descript as my editing software, but this time I recorded directly into Descript. And so it's recording my video from my camera separate from the screen, which means I can change the layout if I want as I'm editing. And that is really cool. That was key in this particular video, because I was like, oh shoot, my head's over the spot I'm trying to show. So all I had to do was move it to the side. So it's not perfect. Descript has a lot of great features, but it looks a little, you might notice a few weird things in there, but yeah, I really liked it. I know one thing I had to do, I had to change some volume levels on specific parts of the video because I came in like super loud, and I'm like, why? That made no sense. But then it obviously equalized it down, and then it brought it back up, and then it was fine. So, but it continues to get better and better all the time. But I'm going to continue using that as where I'm going to record my videos to. I think that worked really, really well for this latest video, but you guys can be the judge. All right, let me go back to the chat. Why do you need 10 gig? I don't need 10 gig. I need like 2. That's what I need, but they either have 350 up or 10 gig up. There's nothing in between. That's Comcast. That's my only internet service provider I have. Well, only internet service provider that provides speeds at 350 megabits or higher. So yeah, can't really do anything other than them right now. Next year, when T-Mobile rolls out, then I'll be able to do 2 or 5, and I'll be able to make a choice at that point as to what service I want. But it's for AI. AI, they do like the higher speeds. They will choose to spend more money, even though when you look at your bandwidth and how much is actually being used, it's nowhere near that. But when somebody's going to rent something, they want to see high speed. And it definitely matters. Definitely matters. All right. Fiddler, see above. Comcast in DMV, Maryland, Virginia. Got it. Delaware, DC, Maryland, Virginia. Upgraded my service from 1 gig to 2 gig and lowered my rate. I was waiting for Ashton Kutcher to come out to say I was being punked. Yeah, they unfortunately raised my rate, but I had a ridiculously low rate before. But the 1 gig to 2 gig though, I think that's just download, not upload. So yeah, they went from like maximum of like 1.2 or 1.3 to 2.1. And that's their mid-split technology. And your upload is now at the 300 to 350, that range. So yeah, it's nice having that upload, no question. I don't have to think about this being an issue, unless of course they're having technical problems or latency issues or whatever. But for the most part, it works pretty well. Dang, I just bought my own DOCSIS 3.1 modem. I'm sorry to hear that, Rizzo. That's why I don't buy them. Plus, in order to get the greater service with Comcast, you have to have their device. They don't allow you to get higher levels of service. So I just grin and bear it, and I just use them. And it is kind of nice because when it does start to waver, and it will, I just go to the Xfinity store and say, hey, or actually I just tell them, hey, send me out a new one. It appears to be a problem. And we come to an agreement that, yeah, it appears to be, so that they send me one. I change it out. And if it fixes it, then I just take that one and return it to the store. They also give me the ability to send it back UPS, but I just bring it back to the store. The store is like 4.5 miles away, something like that. It's not far. IotaPie, as a past DOCSIS engineer, your latency will always be higher from DOCSIS. They are combining a bunch of different frequencies. No question. It's not ideal, but if I get 2 gig before the end of the year and it could bridge me to when I can finally get fiber, well, heck yeah, I'm just going to do that. And also will not lock me in to like another year. So, and what I'm planning on doing is I'm planning on keeping them both so that I will have backup internet for when it goes out. So that's the plan. Birds of the Air, welcome. I wish I could get faster upload. Ugh, yeah. Duke Nukem, not sure about Comcast, but Spectrum might. They have the various Netgear models listed. Been thinking about trying one with their high split. They have high split, not mid split. That's what Comcast calls it. Interesting though. Maybe they have a little bit different technology. Maybe high split is the next thing. I don't know. Rizzo, I bought the Extreme modem from a person who bought one outright from the cable company. It cost me $35 when the charge $15 a month for rent. Oh, well, if it cost you $35, it was still well worth it. Because, yeah. Fiddler, we're ready for the Brandon Coin L9. You're funny. You're funny. Yeah, if he's selling it for $100, sure. Sure. I totally forgot about that. Now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. Duke Nukem says you might want to look at the chipset used in your Comcast provided one. There's Puma 7, Puma 6, and Broadcom chipsets out there for high split. Yeah, I've got the XB8, I believe. I think. Not sure. But either way, they know like the one I have is not going to work for the next speed up. When it's DOCSIS. This is a DOCSIS 3.1. It's not a DOCSIS 4.0. Puma 6 is terrible. Puma 7 is better, but apparently Broadcom is the best. They each have their issues. Puma 7 is better latency, and the Broadcom ones have buffer bloat issues. Interesting. Interesting. All right. Well, let me. I'm gonna do a quick search here and see marbles. I should put game. That's what I should have done. Oh, wait a minute. Nope, that's not what I was looking at. Marbles online game. Free. I wonder if I download this on. Yeah, see, you have to have Steam, I think. That's not it. Nope. Yeah, that's it. Marbles on Steam. I'm gonna look at this real quick. It's a marble racing game for everyone. You can simulate race yourself or stream it on Twitch with your viewers. Many features in game to help interact with viewers. Blah blah blah. 3 ways to play: download and stream. Download. About showing me the rest of the description. Okay, here we go. Download and stream. Download the MOS app on your mobile device. Get on Twitch TV now and start watching racing today. Yeah, so I can download and stream it. All right, but how does everybody sign up? Oh, I see. This is how they did it. Yeah, people I've seen do marbles, they do it on Twitch because it's integrated there. You type in a keyword and then you're in it. So, yeah, unfortunately, that is not going to work, unfortunately. That's a bummer. That's a bummer. All right, well, I am... How many people? We got 37 people here. All right, I'm going to check my DMs. Since Nick told me to, I will check my DMs. Oh, he has a Netgear Nighthawk DOCSIS 3.1 cable modem. Blazing fast speeds. So yeah, if you do want to buy one, Nick says that's a good one. And if I remember correctly, he was having issues, so he knows a good cable modem when he sees it. Am I wrong, Nick? All right. Good grief. Click off YouTube. LOL. Okay. Let me see. So we got 44 people here now. Okay. Here is what I'm going to do. And I know that this is always fun. Thinking of a number between 1 and 100. Do not start guessing yet because I haven't put the number down. I have not written the number down. Wait a minute. So Rizzo says, do a giveaway from Brandon Coin of just X99 Mobo processor. Yeah, except that's $250. I don't have $250. But that's what you could do towards, because he has got combo kits that are $250. So it would be a huge discount. And they're really good kits. Really good kits. Max, I just signed up for a 5-year contract. If I switch to fiber, how much termination fee would it be? Xfinity. I don't know. I've never heard of a 5-year contract. I had never heard of that. Wow. I'm guessing it's going to be, you know, every month it's going to be 1/60th of the termination fee, whatever the termination fee is. So I think typically the termination fee is $200. So it's not super high, but the key is going to be how much the termination fee is. I don't know what that is. It's please YouTube getting my shed powered up. Finally. Nice. Nice. Your fee from Xfinity will be infinity and beyond. Okay. Keep me on task. All right, let me decide what number do I want. All right. I have my number. I'm going to write it bigger. So start guessing now. I'll let you know when I see it. This is a lot easier than Pandas, because this goes a lot slower. Oh, now it's speeding up. Haven't seen it yet. Not seen it yet. Still haven't seen it. Oh, I saw it. Integra guy. The number was 76. Does anybody know what the significance of 76 is? Anybody know what the number 76? At least I think it was his number. I kind of just gave it away. I'm just double checking to make sure. I'll come back to the bottom of the chat. But I'm just double checking to make sure nobody else guessed 76. And by the way, I wrote it down. 76 was the number I wrote down. So there's proof. Not playing favorites, not rigged. Let's see. I'm just double checking to make sure nobody else guessed that number. I saw 77 a number of times. I saw 78, I saw 79, but nobody had gone down to 76. Yep. Integra guy is the first one with 76. Yep. Alrighty. Let's see. $76 per day. No. It was not the birth year of somebody. The worst Fallout game? I didn't even know that was the name of a Fallout game. So I'm pretty sure that was Steve McMichael's number when he was a Chicago Bear. That's why I wrote 76. I was thinking about a couple. I was like Refrigerator Perry 72, Dan Hampton 99, all the 85 Bears. 45 Gary Fensick, Doug Plank 46. Yeah, I remember a bunch of those numbers. Walter Payton 34, but everybody knows that number. The Bears. Yeah, the Bears. Yeah. Alrighty, so Integra guy, I will get with Salad and Brandon Coin and figure out how they want to claim that $100 gift certificate. So congratulations. Congrats. Rizzo. Dang it, Max. Wow, nobody said rigged at least. I guess I'm doing something right. Thought for sure 69 would have been the winner. Well, I mean, obviously that's the obvious one, so nobody is generally going to write that one down because it is the obvious one. Yeah. But go Birds. Yeah. You guys have had your day already. Figures that we finally have looks like a decent team, but we have one of the roughest schedules in the NFL. The first, if we don't win at least 4 out of our first 6 games, we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. It will be another horrible year because the rest of the season is pretty rough after that. Kind of hoping that they squeak in as a wild card this year. I think that's the best we can hope for because it's Caleb Williams' second year, and last year wasn't great. And right now, training camp, he's had his ups and downs. So yeah, it looks like this is going to be another year where we're going to see some real great plays out of Caleb Williams, and then maybe some not so great plays. I know today's practice, which was at Soldier Field, it was like fan day type of thing. 27,000 people showed up. Yeah, he was not very good today. Not very good at all. He had some decent throws, but just some absolutely awful plays. All right, let me see. Was there anything else I was going to talk about? I was going to talk a little bit more about the what do I do with that now? Shoot. I wanted to look to see because I had it up. Hang on. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. Shoot. All right, hold on. There we go. Now I have it up. Okay. I just want to make sure I hit on everything. I didn't talk about crypto markets yet, so I'll do that in a second. And oh, that was the other thing. Some of the content I have coming up. So like I said, I'm gonna do the X card. I'm planning on doing Home Assistant next weekend, so putting out like early next week. That's the plan. Again, like I said, adding 3060 Ti or 3090, I should say, to the Vast rig. I have in the list of changing a 3062 GPU Vast rig to 2 Salad rigs via Proxmox. I need more RAM to do that, but I need to see the demand go up again for 3060s because it's been down since the last 2 days. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. I will do a video on the couple of problems I've had with my main Unraid server with putting the 5090 in. I'm going to cover that. And then I'm also going to cover my upgrade to adding a 5 gig drive to my backup server as kind of a, yeah, here's my big oops type things. Yes, I make mistakes and I have to figure them out because I wasn't always super smart in what I did. And so I'll put those kind of together as that kind of video. Tour will probably be in there. If I have more information on Xfinity with fiber, I may do a video about that as well. And then I've got on the list Tempe Geocore. I do have a Tempe Geocore NFT, and I am going to build out a Geocore node. I just need the instructions to do it. And so I'm waiting on that. I think they haven't really decided exactly when they're going to allow that, but I will be doing a video on that as well. And that's all the ideas I've got right now. If you guys have more ideas for videos, let me know. I appreciate Recruitman throwing out the tour idea, so I will definitely do that. Let's see. Have you heard anything about Flux AI platform, if it actually being used or just a ghost platform? That's a great question. That's one of the things that I think is really good with Clore and Octaspace is that you can see, like, and actually even Nosana, you can see the utilization. I don't know if you can actually see that with Flux. So I don't know. I know before you couldn't see the utilization, like see what's rented and what's not rented. And like I said, you know, Vast, you have that ability. You have the demand, what do they call it? With Salad. What do they call it? The Salad Network Monitor, which tells you what GPUs are in demand. So they all have something, but I think that's what's kind of, I don't know, a little frustrating about Flux. So I don't know. They're definitely shooting for the stars. Let's see here. Geek says you can see rented rigs on Flux Edge now. Oh, you can? Really? Really? What, let's see. Run on flux. Why am I doing it down here where I will not be able to see it? All right. Go up here and see if I can figure it out. Run on flux. Actually, it's .io, isn't it? Oh, no, it comes up. All right. Ecosystem, managed services. Managed services, secure. Let's see. I'm looking. Let's go to Flux Edge, I think. All right, there it is. I want to see. Probably have to log in order to see it, which kind of sucks. Launch Flux Edge. Console Flux Edge. All right, let me switch screens so you guys can see what I'm doing here. All right, let's see. Rent a machine. Of course, I got to sign in. All right, let me not share my screen right now. Let's do that. Come on. I don't know what I signed up with, so I'm just going to try that one. Continue. Seriously? KYC. Great. Alright, well, just show me. Let's do... Well, that's interesting. Maybe it's because... Oh, yeah, dedicated GPU. I don't want premium. Dedicated GPU. Well, that's dedicated... Yeah, it's dedicated GPU. And they also have dedicated CPU. Which is interesting. And... Oh, sorry. Let me switch back to the other screen so you guys can see. I'll go away. Think. Come on. Okay. Why are you not? Oh, jeez. You're gonna keep telling me this? Wow. There's a 3060 for 12 cents an hour. Interesting. 8 core, 2 gig NVMe. And again, these are... Yeah, so the thing is like, it's... Oh, I see why. That's why, because I had it off the screen. There we go. Much better. Go to GPU model. Let's go to... They have 5090s on here yet? Nope. It probably just means nobody has deployed one yet. Wow, that's really interesting. Look at that. Search for a GPU. There's only 20 GPUs on here. That's it? Oh, this is probably just available, maybe? Let's see. Filters. Advanced filter. I want to see the rented ones. Anybody know if there's a way you can see the rented ones? Yeah, Rizzo, I have to admit I'm rooting for Indy. I mean, they have pricing at least for stuff that's not rented, but I want to see what's rented. That's what I want to see. unselect that. There we go. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Because, I mean, if they've got, like, hundreds of GPUs and this is all they have left, that's actually kind of impressive. Let's see. So 1 by 4090. I mean, again, this is all great if it actually rents at that price. But the question is it rented at that price? Now, okay, so let's take a look at this. So this one's been... No, I don't really... I'm just trying to see what this meant. So this has been on, I'm guessing, for 4 days, 5 hours, 16 minutes. I don't think that means how much it's been leased. I think that's how long it's been online. And then this one's been on for, oh, it's only 11 hours. So I'm looking at these. There's one's for 10 days. It's been online. That one's 3 for 3. That one's at 44 cents. This one's 10 days, 10 hours. 4 for 4. 37 cents. That's the other thing. How is this even sorted? You would think you'd want it sorted on price. But all these are 1. So, I mean, it looks like it's aggressive pricing, but again, I can't tell what's rented, what's not. No, I don't have any favorites. I don't play favorites. Filters. Let's do North America. Why? I imagine most of it's in North America. And then looking at the bandwidth, yeah, everything seems to be 5. Well, I guess here you've got 400 up, but most of it's 500 up or above. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a chance. I mean, it's definitely competitive as far as pricing goes. And again, you don't set the pricing, they do. I'm not sure how they set the pricing. And it's interesting, all of these are still on CUDA 12.4 instead of 12.8. They haven't updated their drivers. Not that they necessarily have to, but it was just interesting to see that. I don't know. It's kind of one of the reasons why I want to get a few more rigs, because I want to like put one on each platform just so I'm familiar with them. So 1 for Octaspace, 1 for Clore, and 1 for Flux. And then maybe Nasana as well. I don't know. Or I might take some of the existing ones I've got if they're not doing well and move them to a different platform. I don't know. All right, let me check the chat. If we get to the playoffs, let's go to a game. That'd be fun. That would definitely be fun. But we'll see. We'll see. The 3-hour drive to go see a basketball game. And I'm kind of a homebody, so just being honest. But yeah, it would be fun to watch a game, that's for sure. I don't think this guy's going to end up playing the Fever in the playoffs. That's for sure. But if you thought it was it was impossible to be less fun than, or more fun than last year, Fever is really fun to watch because the refs hate them. They make that very obvious by the calls that they make. They absolutely hate that team. Anyway, it's check out, if you do like a search of like Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark, you'll see some very entertaining outtakes of her and Sophie Cunningham's interactions with the referees as well as their coach, because they just do not like Indiana Fever at all. Yes, they have a bad whistle for Indy. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. All right. And let me go back to here. I think I had talked about everything that I plan on talking about. Yeah, I did. So, oh, no, forgot one more thing. I need to go over crypto. Where are we at? Where are we at? I did do some buys today. We haven't quite hit haven't quite gotten back to 115, but we are up on the day. I did do some buying yesterday and some buying today. Not a ton, but was buying back in. I probably took about half of what I had in the sidelines, a little bit less than half of what I had in the sidelines, and put it back into the market. It's a little bit higher than when I sold out. So that's kind of, well, I shouldn't say that. On some things, it's higher, like ETH and Bitcoin. Both of those are higher, but I think those have the highest probability of going up. But then some of the other things I bought, like Polkadot and Flux, and what else? What else did I buy? I did not buy Solana. I was tempted, but I already had a bunch of Solana, so I didn't do that. What else did I buy? I thought about buying Chainlink, but I'm like, nah, it's not down far enough. Same thing with Avalanche. They're not back at their like interim lows. A bunch of these other coins did. They went all the way back down to their lows of the last like year. So yeah, Polkadot, that's doing pretty well, 3% today. I think that'll go up. Filecoin I bought a little bit more of. I still had 200. I only bought 100, so not a lot. I didn't buy more Caspa, although I did think about it. But again, they're not at their interim low. I mean, their interim low is like around 6 cents. So that's, I'm like, it's probably going to run up, but I think other ones have a better chance of running up. Let's see. Just trying to look at, here, let's do this. Let's look first at 7-day. Okay, do I not? I don't. I do not. I thought I had it on my watch list. All right, now I should hit 7-day. There we go. So 7-day, nothing's doing real well. Let's go to 24 hours though. That'll be more fun. Zephyr up 11%. Algorand up 7.5%. Demo up 7.35%. Surprising considering everybody says that they're getting out of Demo. Hope you guys enjoyed my Demo video. I still haven't gotten an answer. I have not seen an answer regarding how they're planning on handling the rebates from Pro back to Limited. To me, it sounds like they're going to make you pay for Pro. Or maybe they're just like, well, we'll only rebate it back if you buy a full year. Yeah. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. So I'm not gonna. But let's just say, nah. I'll pay for it monthly, and you said you're gonna rebate me, so rebate me monthly. Or you're gonna have, or I don't know. We'll see. Am I impacted by the Trade Ogre drama? Not drastically. I had less than $200 in my Trade Ogre account. So I'm still not convinced that they've rugged. Because last time I checked, which was like Saturday morning, I was doing a search, and as far as I could tell, all of the liquidity wallets were still intact. So as long as those stay intact, Trade Ogre could come back. What's interesting though is there's so many people freaked out about it that those liquidity wallets are going to be liquidated extremely quickly. And now you're going to run. So basically they have created the circumstances around a bank run. There will be, if Trade Ogre comes back online, there's going to be a bank run. Simple as that. Everybody will try to liquidate their coins and get out. Like, I don't want to deal with this anymore. Liquidate. So, yeah. I have a feeling right now that they are trying to figure out a plan so that that doesn't happen. So that they'll be like, everybody, we're going to allow you to do X% of your holdings every week, every day, whatever it is. but they're going to limit how much you can do a day. It's the only way that I can think of where they could make this work. Otherwise, like I said, the first people in will get out, and then Trader will be like, we're screwed. We don't have anything left. Yet now we're done. So I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Music sounds like a Roadhouse double deuce blues jam. Is that a good thing, Rizzo? Is that a good thing? Hope it's a good thing. Yeah, I really hope they didn't. Like I said, I'm not losing any sleep over it. It was less than $200. My biggest holding in there was Dynex, but we all know what Dynex has done. So yeah, at one point it was worth, my Dynex was worth probably like $700, something like that, but it ain't worth that now. You'd think that they'd say something publicly. They are killing their platform if it's not a rug. Yeah, agreed. They are definitely killing their platform if it's not a rug, but this is just par for the course on how they've acted and operated in the past when they have an outage. Supposedly through different sources of information, they're being DDoSed. But then why not just come out and say that? I don't know, but it will resolve itself eventually one way or the other, because the wallets are public, and if they liquidate even one of those wallets, the word's going to get out, and then people will know it's just done. But so far there is a glimmer of hope, because those have not been liquidated yet. And again, this is from, if there's been something that's changed within a day and a half, I don't know about it, but as of Saturday morning, everything I read said that those wallets were still intact. Good music. Okay, good. I know they are the most important shitcoin exchange, though. They are the ones. I mean, they're like one of the only ones that's left, and they were there for a long time. You know, they didn't really put much in their user interface. That's fine. It just worked. I didn't care. Obviously the Caspa, but debacle. Let's say debacle. Debacle. You know, people still have their Caspa locked up in Trade Ogre. They can't get it out. That's all. From what I've heard, there's people that have a lot of money worth of Caspa locked up in Trade Ogre. So I don't know. Who knows? Maybe the government just came in and locked everything up. So that's why they've been liquidated. But eventually something will happen. Something will happen that will tell us what it is. All right. Wow. Hour and 45 minutes. KuCoin needs to come back to the USA. I agree. Hell, I'd love to have Bittrex come back to the USA, or just come back. Bittrex was great, man. That's the one thing I can tell you that just irks me about the SEC is just killing exchanges that were doing just fine. They were doing just fine. They had reserves, but then they all run on small margins. And now you're asking them to have to hire lawyers for lawsuits, which is big bucks. These are not Coinbase, you know, not Bitmain, but I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, yeah, these smaller exchanges just were crucified when they had SEC, you know, file suit against them for no good reason. So, yeah, is what it is. Can't cry over spilt milk. And appreciate all 38 of you that stuck with me until the end. Again, and congratulations to Integra Guy. And I will DM you when I have it figured out. Feel free to remind me if you don't hear anything for a little bit. But should be able to hopefully get it wrapped up by midweek. And we'll go from there. Alrighty, guys. Thanks a lot for being here. And as I said in the middle, only 5 tabs were harmed in the making of this live stream. Have a good night, everybody. See you later.